Hello, welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. My name's Sharif, and I've set up this channel because I want to be able to share what I've learned with regards to web coding, and particularly I'm focusing this channel towards children of school age who are being home educated. Now, because they're being home educated, it may well be they just don't have access to the resources that they may get at school. So I want to use this channel as a means to share what I've learned. We're going to look at a lot of different topics to do with coding on the internet. We are going to cover quite a lot of ground, but we're going to do it over a period of time. So hopefully within a few weeks, months, however long it takes, you're going to be a lot more competent in using the basic tools to be able to code up websites. Now, we're going to be looking at sort of specific technologies because there's so many out there, so many different branches that you could go to when we talk about the internet. We just don't have the time or the resources to cover all of that. Plus, I certainly don't have the knowledge. I know some certain things which I use in my day-to-day work and stuff which I've learned in my free time as well. So hopefully a combination of all of this means we'll be able to do something pretty good with the tools that we have. So just to give you an idea of some of the things we're going to be looking at, I've just got a few tabs here ready just to sort of explain the kind of topics we're going to be looking at. So you'll notice JavaScript, that's probably going to be the most predominant thing we're going to be working with. And I'm not going to spend any time explaining what JavaScript is if you're not sure, but the best way to learn is by example. So I can't wait to get started on the first proper coding video where we can actually get stuck in and start showing you what this JavaScript can actually do. Now, to help us with this, we're going to be using frameworks such as Vue.js, P5.js. Now, these two are just simply frameworks that can help us to achieve specific things. Vue will help us just to organize our code in a real logical way, and it also helps us to use industry standard ways of coding as well. So it just helps us in that regard, and that's going to come in very handy, especially if you move into a career of coding of some sort. P5 is more geared towards the graphics side of the presentation of things in an internet browser. So you'll notice some of the things in here are to do with graphics. So you've got raycasting, geometrics, mouse interaction. There's lots of things there that are all related to do with the graphical side of presentation and interaction. And this is all going to come in pretty useful because the idea behind this YouTube channel is not just to simply teach abstract ideas, but to actually have a goal in mind. And here's my goal, and I'd love to hear your comments about this in the video once you've watched the video. But like, I'm of an age where when I was younger, young child, young adult, there was computer games out, but they were very singular, as in you had one player, possibly two player, depending on what console or handheld device you had. And but that was it. The idea of a multiplayer was two, very rare. And then, as networks started to develop, more games came out that were geared towards more people playing. But today, you're probably familiar with the idea that we have MMOs, massively multiplayer online. And when we say massively multiplayer, we're talking thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people all playing the same game at the same time. But the game world is so big that you sort of don't really bump into each other a lot. You could be all over the place, and that's a big craze at the minute. So my idea is to use these technologies which we're looking at here, and to take some of the classic games and to convert them into modern MMO style games. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not an artist, and these games, even if we get successfully to the end of creating these games, they're not going to look brilliant. So maybe that's going to be an opportunity for somebody who knows a bit more about the graphical side of things than the animation and the art to maybe add some extra depth to all of this. We'll see. The idea of what I want to do is effectively show the mechanics of how it works, and also how to actually set it up in real time. Ultimately, we're going to be setting up websites on a web server at some future time. But suffice to say that we've certainly got enough tools here with these various frameworks to do this goal, to pick a game and to convert it into an MMO. Now, it doesn't have to be an old game. There's some more modern games that I've played that I'm sort of keen to perhaps do. There's even one game I just thought of that I've sort of half created, and we may tap into that at some point and have a look at what I've done there. But I just want to make it fun. I want to make it where when we finish some of the lessons, you're going to think, wow, that's so cool. What more can we do? What can JavaScript and all these other web technologies do for us? So that's the idea behind the channel. Just one last tab here. This Node.js is JavaScript as well. This is going to help us with the server side stuff when we come to talk, one player talking to another player. You need that back end thing. So that's what Node.js is for. So as you can see, there's a common theme of JavaScript. And this is going to come in very useful as we go through our tutorials and our actual code. So I'm just checking my list here of things I want to cover. The channel we've already discussed. So thinking about the how this is going to work in practice, this is a pre-recorded video, and no doubt you'll be watching this at some point, but it could be at any time that you're watching this. You feel free to make comments whenever you wish. But the actual coding times themselves, we're going to do on a live stream. So from my computer here, you're going to see pretty much what you're seeing here. It's a link to where that'll be. And the reason why we're doing that is, while we're streaming live to YouTube, you will have the opportunity of putting comments in the chat. So if there's anything you're not sure about, you can mention it. If you're a professional in this and you see a mistake I make, which is going to be often, put a comment in. Maybe I will need the help in maybe debugging the stuff I'm doing. Could be any number of reasons, but it's going to be a lot more interactive in that regard. So I'm thinking, I'll publish the times when this is going to happen, and so that you can plan accordingly. And the hours, the lessons will be about an hour or so in length, not fixed in time, but long enough to get a good amount of code done. And we'll just progress hour by hour, and we'll just progress in the game that we're making at that particular time, and we'll see how it goes on. I'm really, really excited about this, and I'm really looking forward to it. So just one more point then I want to cover, which is the tools that we'll need. So you'll notice that I am using a Mac, and some of you may already be using Macs as well. So some of you will be using Windows, possibly even Linux or Raspberry Pi, something like that. I'm not an expert. I know Linux and Ubuntu and Raspberry Pi, and possibly I could bring up an emulator screen to show how we can install the software on that. But Windows, I'm not so sure about. I'll put links in the videos channels, and if you're using a Windows machine, you can perhaps install it using that. Windows installers generally just seem to work from my experience. But I am predominantly focusing the work on the Mac, and so if you've got a Mac, I'm going to show you how to install the relevant code. Once you've got your Mac, all you need is a browser, an internet connection, and some free software, which I'm going to show you how to install. You don't have to spend a penny on getting all the stuff you need to get going, and that's, I think on Windows you're probably looking at the same thing there as well, if you know what Windows software to use. So that's it really. That's this channel. I'm, as I say, very excited. Please, in the comments, if you can think of any games that you know as single player or two player that you'd like to see seen as multiplayer, massively multiplayer, that you think would work, put them in the comments. Put your comments in about what computer you're using, and if you want to watch the live streams, please subscribe to the channel. I think you get notification when this live stream's coming on live, and I'll leave that with you for now, but I certainly look forward to seeing you on the first coding challenge. So again, thank you very much. My name's Sharif, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.